Good morning, student. Here in mathematics, we are going to start a new chapter, chapter number 6, lines and angles. You have already have some information, basic information, because you already studied about lines and angles in earlier classes. Now let once again repeat and recall some memories from that, and we understand the properties and some angles and lines and parts of lines we are going to discuss here. So here in this lecture we are going to take some basic terms and definition for the lines and angles. Basic terms and definition. We know that if we put 2 points, let as we can say that if we put 2 points on a plane, and between them we just take a collection of points such as, and let we extend it on the both side to infinite, then we put such arrow on both side. So such a type of collection of points which are in a such sequence and both are extended at infinite, so such type of draw or such type of graph is known as a line, known as a line. To denote a line we just take a and b 2 points and we say that ab, and we just put such a sign on AB. So it is a known that it is a line AB. We can call it line AB. So it is about line. Now line segment. What is a line segment? As you know that a part or portion of a line with two endpoints is called a line segment. As we know that line has no endpoints. Line has no endpoints. But if we take two endpoints on line, so it divides the line in small part. So this part is known as a line segment. As you can see that such type of line and two endpoints A and B. So such type of part of line with two endpoints is known as a line segment. Line segment. Now let second definition. A line with one endpoint is called a ray. If we just take one endpoint from only any one side, then it is denoted by a ray. Such as you can see that here one endpoint is A, and to denote we take just B. So such a type of graph is known as a ray. And third one is third definition, that is collinear points and non-collinear points. How can we say that the given 3 points on the plane are linear points and collinear points? If we take points on plane, if we take points on plane, then if we can draw one line passing through these 3 points, as you can see here, if we can draw one line passing through these 3 points, then these 3 points are known as a collinear points. Only one line can passes through these points, so this is known as a collinear points. And if it is not possible, otherwise they are called non-collinear points. So let if you want to denote line segment, so we can denote it by AB, and we take bar on AB. So it is known as a line segment AB. Line segment AB. Or if we want to denote ray, then we can take A, and on which side line is subtended. So it is on B. So we take A to B. A to B. Such is no, we can denote it as a ray. Now about angles. About angles. Now we know that if we take two distinct ray whose vertex is common, starting vertex is common, so the area between these two ray is known as a angle. As we know that two different rays starting from vertex, one vertex. So between these two area, it is known as a angle. This area is known as a angle x and y. So we denote it as angle x a y. X a y. So it is a angle x a y. So by this way we have just know that what is angle. Recall that an angle is formed when two rays originate from the same end point. The rays making an angle are called the arms. The rays making an angles are called arms of the angle, and the end point of is called the vertex of the angle. You have studied different types of angles such as acute angle. Which one is acute angle? When it is between 0 degree to 90 degree. When the given angle is between 0 degree to 90 degree, then it is known as an acute angle. It is known as an acute angle. And right angle, if the given angle is of 90 degree, then we can say that it is a right angle. Then obtuse angle, if the angle is between 90 to 180 degree, between 90 to 180 degree, then it is known as a obtuse angle. Straight angle, if angle is of 180 degree, angle is of 180 degree, then it is known as a straight angle. Then it is known as a straight angle. Here you can see that in the figure 4. And reflex angle. What is the reflex angle? If the angle is between 180 degree to 360 degree, so it is known as a reflex angle. As you can see in the figure, T is a reflex angle in the figure 5. So you have already studied about such angles in earlier classes. So here we can define all the angles that an acute angle measures between 0 and 90 degree, whereas a right angle is exactly equal to 90 degree. An angle greater than 90 but less than 180 is called an obtuse angle. Also recall that a straight angle is equal to 180 degree. Fourth one, an angle which is greater than 180 degree but less than 36 degree 360 degree is called a reflex angle, is called a reflex angle. Further, two angles whose sum is 90 degree are called complementary angles. As we know that if we take sum of two angles and it is equal to 90 degree, then both the angles are known as a complementary angles. And two angles whose sum is 180 degree are called supplementary angles. If we take two angles and its sum is 90, then it is complementary, and its sum is 180, then it is supplementary angles. Now, more other angles that we are going to study here. Two angles are adjacent. Two angles are adjacent if they have a common vertex, a common arm, and their non-common arms are on the different side of a common arms, such as you can see in the figure. Here you can see that there are two angles, ABD and CBD. Here two angles are given. Here you can see that here one common arm and common vertex, and non-common arms are on opposite side of this different side of these common arms. So we can say that these two angles are adjacent angles, and also you can see that both the angles lying on. So we can say that angle ABC equal to what? Angle ABC equal to angle ABD plus angle DBC. So both are adjacent angle. If the non-common arms BA and BC in the figure from a line, then it will look like figure in this case, such as you can see in the figure. Angle ABD and angle DBC are called linear pair of angles. Here you can see that we have taken adjacent angle, but the non-common angle here जो non-common arms है, non-common arms are on one line. It generate one line. So here two angle ABD and DBC both are linear pair of angles, and sum of both the angles is 180 degree. What? 180 degree, because here you can say the angle ABC is 180 degree. So sum of ABD plus DBC is equal to 180 degree. So both are also supplementary angles. So we can say that it's linear pair of angles. As well as you may also recall the vertically opposite angles formed when two lines, say AB and CD, see in the figure, intersect each other, say at the point O. There are two pairs of vertically opposite angles. Here you can see that when two lines intersect at any one point, then here you can see both the line generate angles, four angles. So opposite angles AOD and here COB both are vertically opposite angles, and also AOC and DOB are vertically opposite angle. Here you can say one pair is angle AOD and BOC. Both are vertically opposite angles. So you have already known about it. Now one more two things. intersecting lines and non-intersecting lines. When we can say that the given two lines are intersecting, then if they are not intersecting after extending it at a infinite, so what we can say that it is a non-intersecting line. So here you can see in the figure given that here two lines PQ and PR, PQ and RS. PQ and RS, you can say that both the line intersect at any point. So these two lines are known as the intersecting lines. But here you can see that both the line between these two lines, if you take perpendicular 2 points, then between these two lines at any 2 points, distance is same between these two lines. So it is known as a non-intersecting line. If we extend it infinite, therefore also we can see that both lines cannot intersect at any point. So now it is known as a non-intersecting or parallel lines. We can also call it as a parallel line. So note that the lengths of common perpendiculars at different points on these parallel lines is same. If you take PR, perpendicular distance PR, and you take perpendicular distance QS, then you realize that both the length are equal. That is why we can say that these are parallel lines. This equal length is called the distance between two parallel lines. So this length is called the distance between two parallel lines. So it was about the common terms and definitions that we are going to use. We are going to take use of these, and we learn some theorems from this chapter. So just write these all the definition and try to understand what they are want to say. So just write this all definition 2 times